we go.
Yep.
There we go. What's up, nerdlingers?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that me? Am I supposed
It's everyone. It's all of us. Hope everyone had a good weekend. If you're in the U.S., hope you enjoyed your Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Make sure you're being American.
Oh, I don't think I was.
No, I definitely wasn't. I didn't really do much because the weather was garbage. So
It was. It got really nice yesterday, though.
Yes.
Around 2 or 3, I think.
and
So that was okay.
it's really, really nice right now.
Yeah. Yeah, 75 with a high of 81.
I'll take it.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
I'll take it. Yeah. Anyway, welcome back to the show. This is Outside the Cinema, your weekly source for cult movie discussions. I'm Bill. It's Chris. We're here to
Hello.
watch movies.
Yeah.
That's what we do. Anyway, so those movies that we're going to talk about this week, these are just kind of two random ones I threw together because I forgot to check my emails.
Oh.
So hang on, I have to get the right list in front of me. So these are two that have been on the list for a while. We have 1972, Christopher Walken fronted, known under a couple of titles. We watched it under the title The Mind Snatchers. If you were to look it up.
Terrible title.
Yeah.
Terrible title.
Yeah. Well, the original title, The Happiness Cage. I don't know if I'm going to...
That works as a play.
Yes. And that's what this is based on.
Yeah. The trivia will make sure you know that by the third piece of trivia through the 15th.
Yes. Originally a play.
Yeah. The source play that this movie come. Yeah, I get it. And the trivia for this was pointless. There was nothing good. I didn't learn a goddamn thing in this.
But did you learn anything from watching the film? The film?
That's what we could call the other one we're covering, because that ain't no movie.
Well, the other one we're covering. The next in a line of just... we've done a lot of Godfrey Ho flicks over the years. Devil's Dynamite or Devil Dynamite.
Yeah, depending.
The poster says Devil Dynamite.
Yeah.
The IMDb says Devil's Dynamite. But we have to take that all with a grain of salt because also the poster art features a couple of attack helicopters and ninjas with bazookas and machine guns, none of which is in this movie. So
No. And yeah, if you want to watch this movie, we gotta be upfront with this. Don't try to search Tubi for it because it wouldn't come up.
How did you end up finding it?
I went to Plex and I typed it in there.
Okay.
And it said, here's 4 other places you can watch it. And the Tubi one took me right to the movie.
Okay.
So I suggest using Just Watch and clicking the link through there.
Okay.
Because sometimes Tubi stuff does not show up until
happens.
you type the whole name in.
Yeah, it happens. Another one that does that is it Relay? Is that the...
Oh, I don't know.
It's a newer streaming service that I got because I think it's run by Film Hub or my digital distributor has something to do with it. So you actually can watch. I haven't announced it yet. You can watch Don't Forget to Leave on there.
Very nice.
It's a good little service. It's $4.99 a month and it's all like independent films.
Oh, nice.
Because I think pretty much if you go through, if Film Hub does your distribution for you, I think it just automatically goes on there. I think it's Relay is what it's called.
Relay. Okay. Good.
But that's the same thing though. That's the one thing that I don't like about it is their search function is bupkis.
Sometimes you'll type in one of the AKA titles and it'll give you the right one.
Right.
Which I love. It's the other part where I type in the right title and it gives me nothing.
Yeah,
or you have to scroll down like 10 pages.
I had Devil Dynamite saved in my to watch for a while.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So, hey, Patreon guys, send us some movies. I think we still have a couple that I got to get through, but I didn't. With the holiday weekends, I'm sorry, all right? I'm sorry. If you send in movies and I didn't get to them yet, I'm sorry. We will. That doesn't mean don't send them, because as you've heard for the last 2.5 months, we're going to do them.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/outside the cinema. Join up there. $1 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month. Hey, if you wanted to give us $100 a month, I'm not going to stop you.
No, I'd say thank you.
I would say thank you every week.
Yeah.
And if you made a $100 donation, you could probably let you schedule out the next 4 episodes of content if you wanted.
Yeah, unless you're a maniac and you try to give us the sequel to this movie that we're going to cover tonight, which is not the American-made one.
What, Devil Dynamite sequel?
There's got to be a sequel to it. There has to be.
Well, Devil Dynamite actually is technically a sequel to, was it Robo Ninja?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it has nothing to do with it.
No, of course not.
No.
But the other one, there's another one like Revenge of the something Shogun. I don't know. It's got Sho Kosugi in the front with that Guy King mouth guard looking thing.
Is that Revenge of the Ninja?
I think so. And it's got like the same thing, hopping vampires and a gambler. And it's like, okay, they got a thing for gambling. I guess.
Well, you know what?
On that.
Maybe we should just do Devil's Dynamite.
Yeah.
We're already talking about it. There isn't a trailer on IMDb for it. And I'm not even going to attempt to go to YouTube to find one because it's just not going to. If you've seen one Godfrey Ho movie, you've seen them all.
Just squint a little bit. Maybe rub your eyes really hard before you look or listen. Because,
the biggest difference between the different Godfrey Ho movies is how much the level of enjoyment you can take away from the ineptitude that's being showed to you. But with that said, we do love Godfrey Ho because he just made so many ridiculous movies. Now,
that's the thing. Like, there's not one that stands out above the rest. They're all just like he maintained.
I don't know. He did Undefeatable with Cynthia Roth for Hawkeye. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, like the rest of his stuff is pretty good. Yeah.
All right. So
there's no like Rumble in the Bronx that would be a breakout kind of movie or anything.
Well, let me run through the stuff we've covered.
Not that I can think of. I don't.
We did cover Undefeatable from 1993. We also covered Rings Untouchable, Honor and Glory, Catman and Lethal Track.
I remember that title. That's it. I don't remember what it's about.
I thought we had done more of them. As I'm scrolling through Robo Vampire.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So,
I thought we had done. Well, although I'm only down to 1988, so, so many movies. Oh my god! Devil Dynamite, which somehow is a sequel to Robo Vampire, but came out before it.
That's kind of awesome. I respect that for no reason at all.
A multitude of reasons. None of them good.
Right. Yeah. None of them logical at the very least.
All right. So he started in 1973. He made over 100 different ninja movies. Stuff like Fury in the Shaolin Temple, Snake Strikes Back, Raiders of Buddhist Kung Fu, Secret Executioners, Warriors of Kung Fu, Ninja the Violent Sorcerer. That sounds pretty good, actually. Fist of Golden Monkey.
Yeah, it sounds like the titles were just made with that poetry magnet shit for the fridges.
Ninja in the Killing Fields.
Okay, yeah. That's Ninja
Project
added
Daredevil.
To the title of another movie.
Challenge of the Ninja, Ninja Destroyer through Ninja.
Ninja versus GoBots.
Tough Ninja, the Shadow Warrior.
Oh.
The Ultimate Ninja, the Ninja Squad. Ninja the Protector, Ninja Hunt, Ninja Fantasy, Ninja Dragon, Ninja Champion, Golden Ninja Warrior.
My God.
Clash of the Ninjas, Bionic Ninja, Ninja 8 Warriors of Fire, Ninja American Warrior.
He's the reason ninja aren't secret anymore.
Ninja Phantom Heroes. I'm only up to 87. Ninja Silent Assassin, Ninja Operation License to Terminate. Ninja Knight Thunder Fox, Ninja Kill, Ninja in Action, Ninja Death Squad, Ninja Commandments, Ninja Avengers.
He knows you don't have to have the word ninja in the title.
Golden Ninja Invasion, Death Code, Ninja.
You almost had me.
Cobra versus Ninja.
Yep.
Diamond Ninja Force.
Okay.
That one's got a very 80s looking cover.
Of course it does.
Empire of the Spiritual Ninja.
Oh, almost missed that one.
Ninja Demons Massacre.
Mm-hmm.
Ninja semicolon, the battalion. Ninjas Extreme Weapons. Power of Ninjutsu, that's a adjacent one.
Oh, that's like a spin-off of
The Ninja Showdown. The Ninja Showdown.
Okay.
He must have made 50 movies in 1988. Ninja Force of Assassins, Ninja Strike Force, Ninja Power Force, Ninja Knight, Brother of Blood, Knight of the Ninja.
Wow.
Ninja.
Okay, that's a lot.
I'm not done. Ninja of the Magnificence. I'm only reading the ninja titles. He has about 50 other titles mixed in here.
Oh.
Zombie versus Ninja.
This run of ninja titles.
Nope, this is Full Metal Ninja.
Okay.
I have to go through them all now. I've gone this far, right?
Yeah.
Thunder Ninja Kids, The Hunt for the Devil Boxer. And then he does a bunch of kickboxer movies.
Yeah, okay.
Thunder Ninja Kids in the Golden Adventure. I was hoping there was one here that was a kickboxer meets ninja.
Oh.
And that's it. Those are all of the ninja movies Godfrey directed. But we're talking about Devil Dynamite, which does contain ninjas.
Does it?
Yeah, they're there.
Okay.
They're there.
Oh, yeah.
They're there.
One, right?
No, they're there. There's multiple of them, but they're not there for very long.
Okay.
But then you could also, whatever. Devil Dynamite, 1987. Martial arts expert Alex the Fearless Shadow Warrior. Nothing says Shadow Warrior better than what, Chris?
Are we talking? Is this the dude in the foil suit?
Yep.
He's the Shadow Warrior.
He's the Shadow Warrior, the guy in the
I thought I was
suit.
losing my mind with that because I'm like, how the fuck is this? He reflects light. He's the exact opposite of a shadow.
He wears a fucking space helmet. He looks like a fucking 1950s sci-fi movie astronaut.
It's a 70s motorcycle helmet without the face shield, but with another cardboard face shield put on that he's constantly adjusting. Because if the one thing I remember about RoboCop was the fact that none of his parts fit correctly, I guess. No, wait, that's not that movie.
What?
Because he didn't wear a cardboard helmet.
Makes sense.
God, they're trying to pull this like Ultraman, Racer X, Terminator, RoboCop thing, and no one is falling for it.
Right. Anyway.
They're all like, you're the Shadow Warrior. How did you know that? Well, I mean... You'll
I know
look like him.
the little kid that's dressed up as a clown or something.
No, he was a hopping vampire.
Was he though?
Well,
was he though?
He was supposed to be, and I think that's fair.
Martial arts expert Alex the Fearless Shadow Warrior battles an army of bloodthirsty vampires to stop a huge smuggling ring. He fights to destroy the operation using all of his warrior skills. Okay.
He doesn't have many because it's the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, as we have said, Godfrey Ho, trash auteur, would bang out multiple films from one shoot.
Yeah.
Reuses his own footage in his films, and just, literally throws everything at it. Whatever sticks.
So he's like a hyper version of Roger Corman.
He's the Filipino. He is Filipino, right? Let me make sure here.
I don't know anything about the man outside of the movies he's made.
I just want to make sure. No, Hong Kong. Sorry, apologies. I'm getting my trash guys mixed up.
Okay. That's fair.
This is also known as Robo Ninja versus Vampires.
Yep, I could see that.
So, but it's literally just like, they take 4 different stories.
Yeah. And
somehow meld them into an hour and 27-minute feature film.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, we're not new to this. We've seen this stuff happen many times over the years.
Even last week, probably.
Yeah, right. But this is that very specific type of Hong Kong hopping vampire, martial arts, ninja crime story.
Yeah.
So
this could have been subtitled The Goofball Express because it's not that serious. but it is at the same time, and it's a confusing balance that it tries to pull at times.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah. Now, with that said, a lot of the Godfrey Ho stuff that we've watched, we very much like get that sort of, weird enjoyment out of just the ridiculousness of it. Robo Vampire, I think, is a good example of that because it's a RoboCop ripoff.
Yeah.
They even have a picture of RoboCop on the box art. He never really shows up in the movie, but he's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is in that world where they're taking the ninja movie, they're taking the Hong Kong hopping vampire mythological horror film. You've got the Shadow Warrior guy that's dressed in the spacesuit, so you're bringing a weird sort of sci-fi element into it.
Yeah.
And then you have the crime story of like this crime syndicate that's trying to steal money from another crime boss. The what did they call him? First of all, the most frustrating thing was there was two characters, one named Cox, C-O-X.
Stephen Cox.
And one named...
Cox. They say his name about 400,000 times in this movie.
And one named Fox.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know which was which.
I don't either, because there were two characters that actually looked very similar as well.
Yes, both wore the suits. I'm thinking that they weren't able to pay a lot for names because they wasted most of their budget on the fedoras. Because there is a large amount of characters in this film wearing fedoras.
Yeah, like Kung Fu Hustle levels of hats.
Yeah, they're all in their like traditional garb. The like baggy top with the. I mean, very comfortable. Don't get me wrong, but they're all wearing fedoras.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming the budget for fedoras took most of what they had for script writing, editing, lighting, watching the light, whatever. It's just like it is just insane.
Yeah. And then what makes it worse on top of all of that is I think they hired a bunch of commercial advertisement writers to do the dub. Because this is one of the worst dubs I've ever seen in my life.
It's pretty bad, yeah.
It has to, like, I cannot do it justice, but it basically seems to follow what this may or may not be true, but what I learned was done with Speed Racer. The kids would get confused if the mouths were moving, they thought, and no words were coming out, so they had to fill every moment of the character's mouth moving with words. And you don't have to, because then what you do is you deliver the same information 3-4 times in a row and you sound stupid. It's like if Burke said, hey, we got to go to a planet and we want you to come with us. And it's this planet called LV-426. Nobody's heard of it. So like it's got aliens on it. And it took out a whole spaceship full of people. You coming, Ripley? That's the level of telling people shit they know in this movie. The way the dub is written, it's fucking annoying.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the worst. Like, this feels like a group of 14-year-olds sat down and just threw their best ideas together.
Yeah. As far as I can tell, the movie is about the gambling king, Stephen Cox.
Yes.
Who has been released
first.
Yes. Who has been released from prison or the gulag.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Or the brig. Been there for 10 years. He was set up, we believe, like the story is that he was set up by his ex-wife, Madame Mary.
Yeah.
Who has now moved on to a new beau.
Mm-hmm.
And Stephen Cox wants his revenge for her setting him up and then also basically taking his whole crime thing and he wants to settle the score.
Right. He wants his gold. Which
He
I don't
does.
know why he just doesn't go get the fucking gold and leave.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because we see him getting the gold later on. So
yeah, the criminals in this are just so dumb.
yeah.
So absolutely dumb. It takes him. They can create hopping vampires like fucking overnight, right? But before they get hurt, take 10 plus days to fix. Just make new ones.
Right. Yeah. So Madame Mary has hired an American guy who's working with a priest.
Ronald. His name was Ronald.
Worst fucking names, man.
Yeah. Especially if you're a president.
Yes. Well, that's, yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway. This priest is creating the hopping vampires basically to control everything. He said nobody can stop them, nobody can hurt them, but then 4 of them get hurt immediately.
Right, right.
And they are going to help Mary with finding the gold and then also just taking over the full crime thing.
Yeah. I was disappointed at one point when Mary was clearly visibly upset. And everybody kept saying, Mary, Mary. Nobody asked her why she bugging. I was very upset about that.
Well, nobody asked her why she was bugging because it was 19... What is it? 88?
Hey, there was a fucking RoboCop from the future running around. I'm pretty sure they've heard.
Man, it's a good point. Good point. So, how Alex, the space silver-clad shadow warrior, really fits into this, I'm not entirely sure because he just kind of shows up.
Yeah.
And he's kind of the main character, but not really.
No, he's not. Stephen Proboscis is, or whatever, Cox.
Stephen Boccio.
Yes.
Attorney at law.
He's apparently, to me,
Gambling King at Law, LLC.
Right? Because he's the one everybody's talking about. Everybody's all freaking out. Oh, he's out of jail. And then he shows up and it's like, this fucking guy?
He was wearing a fedora.
This fucking Timu Doctor Strange is the guy you're all afraid of. Okay. Okay.
So.
And then he's not even really a good gambler, is he? He's just kind of.
Well, he's been away for 10 years. Maybe he's a little rusty.
Gambling has changed substantially in 10 years. I know. Now it's 22, not 21.
Yeah. The thing that is, I guess, mildly entertaining about this film, though, is just how all over the place it is and how there's so many things that are brought up and never explained or some of them are revisited. So there's this scene where this girl is blindfolded and she's being led into a room. She's a young girl. She's probably like between 8 and 10 years old. Being led into this room with these other children. And I think they're doing like a Marco Polo type game or something like that. And there's this other little kid that's hiding there that's dressed up as one of the hopping vampires. He's pretending to be one.
Yeah, so it's all a game where
it's a game they're playing.
The room and you get scared. Oh, Jeremy's in here dressed as a vampire. Let's fucking run.
But then the actual vampires show up.
Yeah.
For no reason.
A Saturday morning live action children's show.
No reason. There's no reason for them. Like there was no discussion of who these children were.
Right.
There was no anything. So then Alex shows up to help save the kids. And he does. He fights off the vampires and saves the kids.
Yeah, the kids weren't annoying actually either. They
were fine,
okay. Yeah.
So then Alex then disappears again or whatever. And then the little girl that was dressed with the blindfold goes to leave the room and she waves at the kid that's the dressed up as the vampire. Yeah. And then she disappears. I don't mean like she walks out of frame. I mean like she did, like they bring the smoke machine in and she disappears. So was she a ghost or something? Or like, where did she come from? Where did she go? Why was she there? Why did they attack? How did Alex know to show up and help them? How does the little kid dressed up as the vampire fit back in? Because he does show up again, but the little girl doesn't, and there's no discussion of it.
It would have made sense if that little kid grew up to be the Shadow Warrior and he was from the future. That would have been okay.
See, that would be another plot point they would bring in, though.
Yeah, but I'd be okay with that. Would sort of make sense.
Yeah.
But it is just a bunch of different ideas that loosely fit together. Not even like as you watch it, okay, clearly this is just outtakes from other stuff with additional footage filmed for it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't upset with this, as upset with this as I was with something like Dungeon Master, where it should not be obvious.
Right.
But that was intentional, which is even weirder for me. So I don't know. It only got really annoying to me when they over-explained everything.
But they over-explained the things that didn't matter.
They also over-explained stuff that happened off camera that was very important.
Very true. That's true.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Man, there is some wild martial art fight scenes in this, though, that are just fucking hilarious.
Oh, completely.
Specifically the scene
camera
where Alex is fighting in the silver suit, does robot-style kung fu, and then moonwalks his way across the thing.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think this could really, it did not straddle the comedy and seriousness as expertly as they thought they were doing. Because the moonwalking shit was out of nowhere. And it didn't even serve a purpose in the fight either. It's like, hey, look, that was a thing 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I know it was like 6 weeks ago back then, but it's like...
It's actually pretty impressive how they took 2 to 3 different movies that all seemed like they had super simple A to B stories, made it one film, and somehow made all 3 of them incredibly complex so that you couldn't figure out what was happening.
That's a very good point.
It's impressive, right?
It is. It is. It's so much. I'm not totally mad at the movie. Not totally.
I do like that they stuck with the folklore of the hopping vampires, where the prey papers on their heads put them to sleep. They consistently are doing the hopping kung fu style stuff. They don't change. They don't deviate from that.
Yeah.
So they stuck with, the mythology quoted, air quotes,
right.
And went through with it. So,
to the best of my understanding.
My limited understanding of it. But just the idea of a drug crime cartel using these vampires and not using them very well because they just show up in random places. Because there's another scene with the kid that's dressed up as the vampire, just minding his own business, walking through the town, and the vampires show up.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's Scooby-Doo villains at this point.
Right?
Yeah.
And then motorcycle helmet Mark shows up, and he's just like, get behind me. But then there's one of the vampires. Doesn't he shapeshift to make the kid believe that he's Alex?
Yeah, and then that was dropped real fast.
No explanation of it.
No, he's talking, he's walking, not hopping. Okay, fine. If that's what we're doing, fine. Whatever. I can't anymore.
Also,
go ahead.
Dollar store fangs. All over the place.
Yeah. I'm surprised they even wasted time giving them fangs.
Well, they didn't have them for the whole movie. There was definitely scenes where they did not have them because I don't think they had enough for everybody.
No, once they ended up with an odd amount, they're like, fuck it, no fangs.
They're like, what's left in the bank account? Why did Godfrey spend $12,000 on fedoras? We only have $13 left for the rest of the movie. Well, 10 of that needs to go to fangs.
Everybody gets to keep their fedora afterward. That's how they got paid.
Chris, my good friend.
Yeah.
Do you recommend, and what is your grade for Devil Dynamite?
No, I'm not recommending this. It's like there's this meat called scrapple in Pennsylvania. I had it when I was growing up in Philadelphia. They sell it up here anyway. It's like a spiced sausage brick that you cut pieces off of and fry.
Kind of like Spam.
Yeah. And it's called scrapple because obviously it's made from the scraps in the pork processing plants. That's what this movie is. It's scrapple unfried. It's awful. It's blurry. It's out of focus, which is blurry. Jesus Christ. I'm going to give my review a D. But it's just, it's a lot of ideas put together kind of haphazardly, but kind of with some thought to have a beginning, middle, and end. It's, when you make that many movies, like how many of them can you really take your time? It's like a doctor seeing 50 people in a day.
Right.
You know, that's not good. That's like 3 minutes a person. And he spent about 15 minutes on this movie. Like just flipping through the edit, apparently. No, I can't. This is, I would personally feel like I've lost credibility to myself if I recommended this. And I'm going to give it a D.
Okay.
However, on the other side, this is dumb fun to. I was making fun of it the whole time. I realized that if I make fun of a movie out loud, even if I'm the only one in the room, I remember it a little better. So I remember this really well.
Yeah. I do a lot of this with films like this.
Yeah.
Why is this happening?
Yeah.
And then the dog looks at me. And he's like, oh.
I've been watching the same movie as you.
So, okay. I'm also not recommending it in the general sense of a recommend. But, like you said, you can have a lot of fun with this movie because it's ridiculous. And some of the fun of questioning why what's happening on screen is happening comes across like pretty easily.
Yeah.
It's not quite as fun as some of the other ones. Like Robo Vampire was better than this. It was more fun than this. There was another hopping vampire one we watched a while back that we were just like, yeah, this is good time fun. This is fine.
This is a good one for like in between the first and third movies in your marathon when you got to like get up and pee and people are shuffling around and stuff. Because you can jump in at any point in this.
This is the 2 p.m. Halloween throwdown movie.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
The one you can skip if you need to. But if you stick around, you're still going to have fun with your friends.
Right.
So as far as a grade, I will give it a C-. And I'll just leave it at that. I don't really have anything else to say. So, okay, next up, 1972, Christopher Walken, The Mind Snatchers, also known as The Happiness Cage. I do think I have a trailer here.
The Mind Snatchers.
Did you kill him? Did you really take a dying man and put the finishing touch on him by fooling with his brain?
The Mind Snatchers.
You do need help, Reese. The way you acted, the way you treated anybody, it wasn't normal.
Don't put your hand on it!
The Mind Snatchers. The Mind Snatchers. They kill the spirit. They steal the conscience. They control the mind. The Mind Snatchers. The Mind Snatchers. They could. They can. They will. Unless they're stopped. It's the day after tomorrow. And everything is under control.
It's the day after tomorrow. I'm not sure if you heard the name.
To tell you it's a little bit in the future, right? They're doing a 20 minutes into the future mix.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you caught it. Title of the film is The Mind Snatchers, 1972, starring Christopher Walken as Private James Reese. This is directed by Bernard Gerard. based on the play The Happiness Cage by Dennis Reardon, with an adapted screenplay by Ron White. Also starring Joss Ackland, Ralph Meester, and a really actually fairly early role for Ronnie Cox. As Buford Miles, and then some other faces that you'll recognize. But so the Mind Snatchers is you have a German scientist, Dr. Frederick. He is working on a way of quelling overly aggressive soldiers by developing a brain implant that directly stimulates the pleasure centers of the brain. Nothing could go wrong with that, right?
Yeah, no, not at all. Especially if you got Dynamos on it, we're all good. So Joss Ackland was Dynamos in the second Bill and Ted's movie.
He was.
It was interesting to see he actually had a moral center here. He surprised me when he would talk, because he's a mad scientist, but to a point, and I appreciate that.
He's a reserved mad scientist. He is doing things that are considered crazy and out there, but he is doing them level-headedly and like the most normal way you could, where you're fucking screwing with someone's brain.
Yeah, because he lost a kid.
Yeah.
So that's what's driving him, and that's perfect for the way that he approaches this. There's certain lines he's willing to go up to find a cure, but there's other things that he can, like consent is oddly enough both very important and not very important to some characters in this movie. And they're. Yeah, go ahead. I was
going to get into talk a little bit about Christopher Walken. This is 1972, so it's early in Walken's career in terms of us knowing Christopher Walken. I mean, he started making stuff when he was young, back in like 1953. So, but in terms of lead roles, this is one of his earlier ones, if not his earliest. Prior to this, he was in the Anderson tapes, but I don't think that was a lead. He had a background role in Cleopatra, and he'd done some TV work, like a guest spot on Hawaii Five-0 and stuff like that. But this is one
like
of
his first big starring role.
His first starring role, yeah. This is prior to The Sentinel. This is prior to Annie Hall. It's prior to The Deer Hunter. I mean, I think most people, when they think of Christopher Walken, the first time they really saw him, The Deer Hunter is, I think, probably the thing that comes to mind for most people. In terms of his early work, I mean, for us, it's obviously McBain.
Well, for the show, it's McBain, absolutely. For me, I think it was
Dead Zone.
Yeah, I think so.
Rainstorm came out before Dead Zone.
Oh shit! Yeah. It would have been, but I only remember the snake guy and the glowing nunchucks. So that's all that comes out of Dreamscape for me.
Well, good. We're talking about Brainstorm, so.
Dreamscape, Brainstorm, Mind Snatchers. Bingo.
All the same. Anyway, so Walken plays Reese. He is a recently released from the brig private who is a loose cannon soldier, I guess is the best way to put it. He shows up at his apartment. There's a party going on, and he totally comes in and Walkens it up.
Yeah. Evil Walken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not dancing around a hotel lobby Walken.
Not Fatboy Slim.
No.
Christopher Walken.
No.
You're having a party here. Thanks for inviting me.
His haircut in this, and the fact that this is going to sound mean, but definitely people will grow into their features as they get older. A lot of times, because he kind of had like buggy eyes, and he was a little disconcerting to look at. A little like, I know who that is, but why does he look like that?
I think part of it too is because we've known Christopher Walken for so long. Yeah. Later in his life.
Yeah, as like over 40 at least.
Like the Prophecy is like
20s.
When I think Christopher Walken, Prophecy, Pulp Fiction, that's where my head immediately goes.
Yep, that makes sense.
But in this, he's young in this, and he's probably in his mid-20s. 53, 77. Yeah, probably maybe under 30. Yeah. Under 30. But so he comes in and they're having the party, and he gets all over this poor girl that's sitting there. And he's like, "You don't think I'm not afraid to hit a woman?"
Yeah, so we're off to a great start
Like, I'll hit a woman if I have to.
Mm.
And then the guy stands up and he's like, hey, you can't talk to her like that. He's like, you know what? Fuck you. Like, I'll hit you too. I don't care.
Yeah, they don't waste any time showing you that he's just an idiot.
Out of control maniac.
But he's kind of smart. He is a little clever, but he is still an idiot because
they
he can't
say
help himself.
He's schizophrenic. Did they say he was schizophrenic? And
They say he's a lot of things, but
Yeah.
they never proved it.
no, they didn't. But so so eventually the party ends. He's there with his girlfriend, and she lays down the groundwork to let you know that he's had a lot of troubles. He's overly violent. He can't control himself. And you can tell that he struggles with it, but doesn't care enough to do anything about it.
No, because things are going fine for him.
He doesn't care. I'm out of the brig now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Allow me
That's-
to give you the sex. Roll over.
Oh.
What did I say about the scooching?
Yeah.
So randomly, a couple military police show up and they're like, is Reese here? And he's like, I'm Reese. And they just basically take him.
Yeah.
They're like, you got to come with us. And he's like,
Yeah.
no.
I don't think so. No.
He's like, I'm not going to go. And then they're like, yes, you are. And they grab him, break his arm in the process, drag him out.
Yeah. Now, do you think that breaking his arm was on purpose?
I mean, it could be.
Because otherwise, how would they get him into the hospital is what I was thinking. Because they needed some reason to get him into a medical facility, right? Because just being an asshole, that's not enough to be brought in on this, right?
Well, I think what it was is that he
feels
was
like
chosen.
RoboCop again.
No, he was chosen. Like, there's a couple spots where he was chosen, and they call him schizophrenic, and he has like psychopathic tendencies, and he can't control himself. And they're like, he's a perfect subject for this.
Yeah, but they needed a reason to trick him into signing the papers.
I guess. Yeah, I guess you're not wrong. But
So
there's
I don't know.
one of my favorite scenes in the movie, though, is when they're driving him to the hospital, which is of course in like an old mansion somewhere. But it's just like all this like essential B-roll of like a Jeep driving, and they have the voiceover of Christopher Walken just talking to them.
Oh God!
And
I would have chucked him off a cliff.
He doesn't fucking stop.
No, he doesn't.
This
And
car, it's a nice
that
car. I'd like to drive a car like this. Where are we going?
Yeah. Oh,
I know my
God. It was
walking kind of turned into Mark Wahlberg there, but like,
well, because he kind of was just an annoying douche at that point.
so they show up. He's like, "Where you taking me? Is this where we're going? Are we here? Should I go in? Who's this? Thanks for the ride. Glad we had this time."
Just
Like,
being an asshole.
so he shows up at the mansion / hospital, and he's brought in, and they have him sign paperwork, like you said. And of course, he doesn't read any of it.
No.
And they give him a bed next to the head of OCP.
Yep.
And there's another gentleman in there who's got his head all wrapped up in bandages, and he's just like screaming.
Of course, because that's a good welcome.
Yeah, and so Ronnie Cox kind of just tries to befriend him and explains to him, "Oh yeah, we're all just kind of here. They're trying to treat us or whatever." And he's like, "Well, where's the rest of the patients or whatever?" No, it's just us. There's nobody else. It's just the three of them.
Yeah.
And then you have the orderly that's like an asshole, but also still like just being like, "Hey, I can help if you let me." And so they kind of develop this like friendship with the two of them. They don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, but we know that there's something going on.
Yeah, there's something weird in the neighborhood.
And one of the issues I think this film has is that it's very much presented, and in that trailer, it's presented as like a psychological horror film, and it's really not.
Yeah.
I mean,
kind of more of like a just a general mystery from the character's point of view.
right, but it's very low key.
Yeah.
Like, there's not like hordes of, guys with holes drilled into their brain and like
No, just enough for it to be believable.
And one of the main guys dies, and then there's this idea of they're like, well, eventually you're going to ask for this treatment.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to want the treatment. And the treatment, what they're essentially doing is they're drilling a hole into their head and inserting some sort of electrode or something.
Oh, 13 gauge wire.
13 gauge wire
Yeah.
that is supposed that's supposed to stimulate the pleasure areas of your brain.
Yeah. Dopamine release, basically.
Essentially, but in like heavy doses.
Yeah. We're talking opium den levels of incapacitation.
Right. So we have a tough scene where they have a nurse that's coming in and she's there to like play games with the guys, bring them books. You know, she's one of the like the hospitality nurses that will come through. Like when I was in the hospital, there was a lady that would come in and she had like a book cart and like, oh, do you want to, you want a book? You want a magazine? Like one of those people. And she's there working with them. But we see that Ronnie Cox's character, like he can't control himself.
No, also he doesn't have any women around, and he cannot relieve himself of any of the built-up pressure inside of his body or head. And,
unless there is a woman.
Because she's nice to him, right? Then he takes that as, oh, the stripper's in love with me.
Right.
Not that she's a stripper, but it's somebody paying attention to him in a closed-off place.
Right.
Yeah, he doesn't deal well with that.
So this whole time, Walken's character, Reese, is really just kind of like trying to figure out exactly what's going on. And there's really not a lot given. And he doesn't really do a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah.
He goes from being generally just pissed off at the whole situation, you know, tries to escape a couple times, tries to, you know, just go snooping, like whatever, the regular normal stuff that you would do when you're trying to figure it out. But never really knows what's going on. He just knows that they're doing something that's really seems out there, but they're like, you're going to ask for it at some point too.
Yeah. Which is a very disturbing thing to be told.
Right. Yeah. So it plays itself out, and without giving away what's going, you know, we've given away what's going on. They don't exactly hide it because it's in the trailer, but kind of how it plays itself out is, you know, it's interesting in theory. I can see how this would make a really good stage play.
Oh, yeah.
Like
100%. I would go see this.
Yeah. Very good stage play, or, you know, like a 25 minute short. But I think stretched out to feature length 90 minutes, it struggles to keep you moving because the story isn't deep enough. I mean, the idea is compelling and is a deep idea, but they don't explore it deep enough to ever really catch you with it for a full 90 minutes, I felt.
Yeah, I think that the author went with give the audience the feeling that the patients have. And if we got too much information about what the doctors are doing or his success rate or anything like that, that could maybe then switch our sympathies and be like, yeah, dude, just push the button. But that's not what the movie wants us to do, because I believe it's talking about how the government uses their military without their consent to test chemicals and weapons on, because that's never been done before, of course, in real life, right?
Right.
Fucking
Never.
Tuskegee. Yeah, and I think that's what he's going for, and I think that the way he got to it is a little science fiction-y, but fine.
Yeah.
But I love and okay, so this movie has an act in it that normally is what kills the whole movie for me, but it was actually, this time, the sexual assault plays an integral part in the end of the film.
Yeah.
And it's makes you feel really slimy the way it all kind of plays out.
But it has to be there. It's not one of those needless. It has a point, and
you don't get the
effective
punch. Yeah. Denomalos's moral stand hits harder when you're talking about consent.
Right.
And they say to him, just say no. And obviously in the shot is the person that was raped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brilliantly done. Absolutely brilliantly done. It brought the whole thing, like what you're trying to say, brought it up a whole nother level, because I don't like that in movie. I don't think it's needed. This time, it worked. And also, they didn't show it.
Yeah.
He took her in another room. The door was closed, and they cut away. You didn't hear noises, screaming. It wasn't like the fun house where the monster's supposed to be raping the woman, but they're fully clothed and just kind of kicking their legs in the shadows.
Yeah.
Nothing, not even that. So
yeah, no, it works really, really well. And then the scene where she has to come back and essentially do her job is just really heart-wrenching. That actress did a really, really good job.
Absolutely. It was very difficult to watch, and it was very well done. And I think that whole building up to that ending from the assault to the end, I think it made the rest of it kind of all okay. Like, because you get to know these people and realize, oh, well, maybe they do have a sense of morality and whatever. And yeah, only up to a certain point, only up until the point of, no, I need to get some, fuck you. And that's.
Yeah.
And then that motherfucker is given an endless supply of what he wants. And he becomes almost paralyzed.
Yeah.
He turns into a baby. He can't speak. Ronnie Cox pulls off such an uncomfortable scene. Just body.
He's very good in this. He's very good in this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's grade it.
Disturbing.
All right, Chris, do you recommend, and what is your grade for the Mind Snatchers?
I am going to recommend it. Force yourself through the first 45 minutes because the payoff, I think, is totally worth it. The stuff they talk about, the contradictions, the hypocrisy, the fact we got the government overseeing, the military overseeing these proceedings, and the signs of humanity in each group, or the lack of, I think is maybe over exaggerated, but for plot reasons, for symbolic reasons, very well done. Christopher Walken and Ronnie Cox and Dynamite there, they were all great. The only question my kid had was, why is he wearing that wig? And I'm like, I don't know. This was the 70s. It might not be a wig. Who knows?
I don't think it was. I think that was his hair in the 70s.
I think it was, yeah. And he played a really good, frazzled, I know I'm on the edge of a breakthrough that is going to help people. So I'm not going to sleep until I get that done. And he looked it. I actually felt bad for him, especially at the very end.
Mm.
And that's not something I'm going to give away. You just definitely gotta check this out for the end. It's not a kick in the stomach, but it's not going to make you feel good.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm going to go with a B+. Maybe at the end of the year, it'll move up to A-. I was very surprised. It was very depressing.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm recommending it also, despite the fact that I didn't really enjoy it, if that makes sense. I appreciate what they did with this, I think, and especially thinking in 1972 mindset where psychiatric hospitals were a different world than they are
and
now.
The guy that wrote it had come back from Vietnam maybe 3 years before.
I think so, yeah.
So he had opinions about the government and the military.
Yep, and it's very much not even like a thinly veiled. It's right there that, essentially this is a way for the government to induce mind control on people. Yeah. I think Walken is excellent. I think Ronnie Cox is excellent. I think everyone, the acting in this was top notch.
Mm.
I will fault it because it takes a little too long to get going before you really kind of start to get, the real feel of what's going on. But it's still definitely worth watching. It's the type of thing where if you're a Walken fan, absolutely. Might be a little too slow for some, but would you give it a B-?
B-, no, B+, bordering on an A-. It's a good rainy day kind of movie.
Okay, I'm going to give it a B- bordering on a B because I thought the front was a little too slow and the music is kind of distracting in it.
Okay.
It's loud in points where it doesn't really need to be loud, and it's very much the same thing over and over and over again. Which I know is probably an artistic decision based on like them being in the same place and like
Yeah, it's
I get
also
but
every Italian movie we watch.
yeah, and I'll diss it then too. So
Fair.
there you go. That's the Mind Snatchers. You can watch that on Tubi. It's pretty easy to find on there. I think you can look it up under the title, The Happiness Cage. Also, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
over it now.
Joe is back. I think he is doing the Marine. Is it the Marine 2 or is he on 3? He was off last week.
I
think it's 2.
Shit, I don't know.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
Well, hello, Bill. Hello, Chris. And hello, OTC Nation. It's your boy Joe, and this week Bill took me to the brink of insanity. So he made me watch The Marine 2.
Yeah, we go too.
Couldn't even come up with a subtitle, huh?
Yeah.
I'll spitball a few for, like the 20th anniversary DVD that will hopefully not happen in 3 years. How about The Marine 2? Innocent people face only one felony charge, not 14. Too wordy? Well, maybe we go with The Marine 2. A .137 is a normal BAC to have when you get into a car crash, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was 2008. That was the year before this movie, Ted. It's action, not sci-fi. Okay. Here we go. The Marine 2. The amount of money Ted DiBiase embezzled from the Mississippi Welfare Fund is a little over twice the budget of this movie. Boom. Nailed it.
Huh.
I fully plan on, spending the next 4 weeks just absolutely dunking on Mike Mizanin and probably his dad and his dad's style of fighting that looks like the mascot for Notre Dame and his dad's haircut.
His dad sucks.
But at least he's not, as far as I know, the Miz, that is, a complete piece of shit like Trump-sucking, embroidered T-shirt wearing, third-generation wrestling failure Ted DiBiase Jr. I don't think I buried the lead that I'm not a fan of Jr. Long before he became the luckiest acquittal in welfare embezzlement history, I thought he was a charisma vacuum Nepo baby who cut a mediocre promo. On his best day in the ring, he was just okay, and he took a spot that should have been filled by Ray Gordy. That's Terry Gordy's son.
Okay.
You'd remember him as the Jesse half of Jesse and Festus. One of the most notably bad gimmicks of the era.
Terrible.
Okay, I had to get the wrestling talk, out of the way up top. Let's watch this thing. Okay. I was gonna try to, I don't know, maybe not be nice, but I tried to go into this movie with some intention other than ripping this movie apart like a political mailer. But God damn it, the Marine that DiBiase plays is a guy named Joe, and he's from Michigan. To quote an action trope, now it's personal. We open on the instigating event in Joe's life that leads him to take some time off. Just like in the first movie, it's like a running thing, apparently, in these movies. And I'm like, with just the like, bitch, why can't this just be about Marine shit? Why can't he just be the leader of a squad and they go do actual legitimate military shit? Why is it always like, oh no, I'm in a circumstance that any regular person would crumble under, but duh, I'm a highly trained military operative. I almost forgot. So Joe and his partner, just 2 Marines, are apparently all that is needed to take down a couple dozen Southeast Asian arms dealers, and shit goes sideways. I guess that'll happen when you only send like a third of a squad to do shit like that. I bet you Interpol would have sent enough dudes. A young kid gets caught up in the shit, and DiBiase has to pretend that he cares what happens to kids. Oh, shit. Right. I wasn't going to bring up the welfare fraud thing again. Whoopsie doodle. To make amends and balance the karmic scales of what happened, he meets up with his hot wife at the opening of a resort built by a careless billionaire who only gives a shit about himself. There we go. Back on brand. We forget that there was a time that Michael Rooker couldn't be as picky about the roles he takes. So he's here collecting a paycheck as an expat, like army man running a tourist scuba/snorkel gimmick.
Okay.
At least the dialogue in this thing is still boiling hot sewer water. I appreciate the consistency. Like so many American action movies, the bad guys aren't really the bad guys if you think about it. Like they're a militant army taking back their land from Western interests coming in and taking everything while giving back nothing except a whole bunch of pollution. Like, I'm not saying that, like, they're heroes to be admired, but they're certainly not the bad guys. Actually, I take that back. Whoever gave DiBiase his acting lessons was the real villain of this piece. He has all the range and depth of the cardboard circle your frozen pizza comes on. DiBiase in this film makes Ted Pryor in Deadly Prey look like Schwarzenegger in Predator. I was going to give this movie props, or I guess prop singular, for actually having some good practical effects going on. Like the action sequences were shot okay. There's squibs that really put you in the action. They were big but not ridiculous. And then it comes time to blow up the whole fucking resort. And the CGI looked like a mid-range, like Christian YouTube channel CGI department run by unpaid interns.
Oh, I know what that looks like.
Which is something I'm sure Ted DiBiase Jr. is doing now. There is one underlying question in all of this, though. This takes place in Thailand. And it's established early in the film that Joe is stationed in Southeast Asia on a big ol' fuck-off military base. And unlike John Cena's Marine, he is still an active duty jarhead. So why the fuck didn't you just call the Marines when shit went down? Like, even if just to tie up a plot hole where they're like, oh, that would be against regulations or whatever. Oh, we'll never make it there in time. You got to do it yourself. Like, fuck, something. I just tied up that plot hole for you. Fuck. Like, this movie sucked shit harder than Marine 1 because at least that one was so cartoonish and over the top and kind of self-aware that it wasn't an entirely unpleasant watch. Here's the thing. The good. I didn't mention this until now because it feels shitty to say there was nothing good about a movie, but Temuera Morrison, who is Django/Boba Fett himself, is the big bad. And he did the best he could with the turd hoagie he was given. He's actually pretty decent as the bad guy in this. He growls a good line. The bad. DiBiase. I didn't like him as a wrestler. Sure as shit don't like him as an actor. I love him as a defendant. Marine 2 is going to get a flat D. Avoid this movie like it just stepped off a Disney cruise ship. I hate to say how much I think The Miz will pull this thing out of its nosedive, but yeah, this thing put me in a weird, kind of unforgivable headspace. So I'll be back next week with the Marine 3. So until then, be good, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you, Joseph. We appreciate you. And we're sorry. Okay. Maybe a little.
Now that all those reviews are done, it's time for some holy shit.
Do you feel the front half of this is too boring?
I don't know if it's too boring, but it almost feels like it was just jammed together.
Okay.
Hey, you said that, not me.
What?
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah, with Reverend Scott.
You suck. You could be mad about that. That's
Suck.
Hey there, Bill and Chris. This is Reverend Scott.
He knows what boobies are.
Yeah, he does know what boobies are.
Game recognizes game. And this week I have a story about love. Well, kind of. You see, sketch comedy creator Curry Barker has recently released his second film ever, although it's probably the first one that you've ever actually heard of. And man, did I hear a lot about it. The same teaser trailer over and over again in the theater. A boy in his car calling this hotline on a red box of his one wish Willow, asking if her love is real. The sarcastic, obviously high guy on the other end of the line saying, yeah, it's real, and you can't cancel it. And with a name like Obsession, you already know where this is going.
You've seen this before.
Yeah.
You didn't know where it was from, maybe.
Right.
But I'm happy to report that if you assume this is the typical version of this trope, you'd be selling this movie short. Sure, we've all seen Love Potion number 9, where the men made themselves irresistible as soon as a woman heard their voice, or Bedazzled, where he wishes for a woman's love as part of his deal with the devil. With Obsession, we have Michael Johnston playing Bear. And due to his insufferable, weak and shy, meek, reserved nature with women, he has been waiting for the quote-unquote right moment to ask out his longtime friend and coworker Nikki for God knows how long.
Oof.
Me too.
Nikki is played by Indy Navarrete. She's cute, nice, and somehow still single. And despite Bear's best friend and coworker Ian trying to hype up Bear to ask her out, it's uncomfortable and frustrating to watch Bear just sit there toiling about it, basically to the point where he just does nothing. It's even more frustrating when you realize that his other hot coworker Sarah has a crush on Bear, but also says nothing out of respect for the fact that she knows Bear is pining for Nikki. It's obviously a complicated group dynamic that there's no way it'll come to a head in front of everyone at some point, right?
Hey, look at these dumb kids and that one that's okay there. We know what's going to happen.
Well, there's a party coming up, so Bear decides maybe this is the right time. He even decides he'll buy Nikki a gift at the cool Mystic store. But while he's there, he finds this bright red display of One Wish Willows. Make a wish, break the stick, and it comes true.
Which sounds really fucking stupid to me.
Dumb.
But it would make a great present nonetheless. So while dropping off Nikki at home later that night after work, Bear starts making the conversation very awkward in his attempt to try and ask her out. Nikki asks him point blank if he likes her, and he goddamn chickens out yet again. You just want to fucking drop kick some sense into this dude, but he fucks it up and says, yeah, I like you as a friend.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Gag. Nikki walks up to her house as Bear sits there wallowing in his car in his own pity, and that's when he pulls out the One Wish Willow and wishes for Nikki to love him more than anyone else in the world, which in hindsight might not have been exactly the best way to word that wish.
It's just a dumb idea.
He speaks the wish and breaks the stick, and snap. Literally, you could almost feel something change in the air. And out of nowhere, there's Nikki back at the car window asking him to spend the night with her. She says that she found out that her dad is dying from cancer. And sure, she hasn't seen him in many years and never talks about him to anyone, but she really could use some company tonight. And who's Bear to question this sudden turn of events?
This is where it started getting weird.
Yeah.
Now here's where the movie starts to hint at another layer to this premise that I never saw coming. What I expected, a woman obsessed, overly jealous and controlling, maybe some fatal attraction vibes, something that makes you really think,
hey, I get it.
And don't get me wrong, just like the title says, Nikki is obsessed, but she seems to care so much for Barrett and no one else that she doesn't even think about being jealous. It doesn't even come across her mind. But she does occasionally act a bit odd. The first time in bed with Bear, out of nowhere she jumps back from him and screams, but then immediately is back to her all but worshiping self. She's up in the middle of the night, too, in a dark corner of the room, just watching him sleep. In a scene I can't really do justice to explain, just know that I'll never forget how creepy she talks and moves. But Bear is experiencing a dream come true, albeit in a abnormal way. So who is he to question some creepy behavior?
Creepy-ish,
Yeah.
but not
Yeah,
so
it's-
creepy that you're like, why are you there?
He wakes up for work the next day and he goes to leave and his front door is completely covered in duct tape. But Nikki has zero reaction to this. And don't get me started about everything involving Bear's recently deceased pet cat. More and more things start to ramp up and her behavior gets more and more erratic. There's things about her story that don't seem to add up. Some of her acting is loud and obvious, and some of it is so subtle and disturbing that even days later I can't stop thinking about it.
So there you have that.
In an interview with the writer-director Curry Barker, he said that traditional jump scares just don't really work on him, and they don't really work for most current audiences either. So he does something he calls a more modern jump scare. He wants those 3 or 4 moments throughout a film that make the audience think, oh, I didn't like that. That was weird. I don't like that. That's far more impactful than like a cat jumping on someone's shoulder or something falling out of the closet to a loud sound effect, and you're like,
All right.
and holy shit, did he achieve so many times throughout Obsession these modern jump scares. And I don't even have to detail them. I promise you, you'll know when you see them. And on top of those moments is another layer that I mentioned earlier. It's not just that Bear's wish has come true, it's that Nikki is still the same person trapped in her own body, a prisoner to this freaky Nikki version of herself that's obsessing over Bear. I have to imagine she's listening to herself react in ways she never normally would, watching people stare.
Looking at me like, dude, what the fuck?
We even occasionally get proof that the real Nikki is still stuck in there, and it's some of the most terrifying shit that I've seen on screen in a long-ass time. And the worst part is you realize this pretty early on, and it just makes every scene after that so much more impactful. And Bear is still the same guy as always, still reserved and meek, and what was once an inability to act to ask her out is now an inability to act to figure out how to stop this shit. He tries to hide Nikki's odd behavior and cover for her far too long. There is no possible way that I'll tell you any more about this film because it deserves to be experienced.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
It's so fucking tense and disturbing and genuinely terrifying. Like, I'm not joking about that. The way the concept plays out on screen is literally terrifying. And on top of all that, it's pretty fucking hilarious. It's definitely a dark, sick humor throughout this whole movie, but hilarious nonetheless. There's so many characters that are just indifferent or sarcastic at the most inappropriate moments, and it lands every time for me. The combo of horror and comedy remains undefeated. Michael does a great job as Bear, but it's Indy as Nikki that's absolutely incredible. Do you remember when everyone thought Toni Collette was snuffed at the Oscars after her incredible dinner table monologue and just overall acting in Hereditary?
You remember that?
I do, yeah.
Well, that's the kind of performance Indy puts on here. It's huge when it needs to be and subtle when it needs to be. It leaves such a big impact, and I hope she gets celebrated somehow for it. Remember how much I liked Hokum the other week? Well, I like this even better. Out of all my recommendations so far this year, this is the highest recommend.
I kind of feel like I need to watch it now.
Yeah, no shit. And I think I have no choice but to give Obsession a straight A. Okay, that's really all I can say about this movie without completely ruining the experience. Plus, there's no way you're not tired of my voice by now.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
But I'm going to keep talking anyway. How were your reviews last time? First, it was Funhouse, aka...
So don't go to the carnival. So what do the kids do? They go to the carnival.
They don't. Oh, they do go to the carnival.
Yes.
Shit.
It wanted to be a good slasher, but it waited just too damn long in the beginning of the film to keep anyone's attention to stick around to see if it got any good. That's a shame, but Rick Baker did some cool special effects, so I give it a B-, and the review gets a B+. And the second flick was Sleepless, aka...
We have been shot in the ass by Dario Argento.
I'm still not sure what the fuck this one was about or why it was called Sleepless. I think I dozed off during that one. Anyways, it's Argento, so it must be good, right? And I give it an A-. And the review gets a B+ as well. All right, that's all I got for this week. So until the next time you wish on a kid's toy for a girl to love you instead of just asking for free McNuggets for life like you should have, peace and love, guys. Outside the Cinema, your source for condom application discussion.
Oh, yeah, it slid right on. Boom. Easy. Done.
Perfect.
Penis.
All right.
Yeah.
There you have it. Another week, another show. Thank you very much, Scott. Thank you very much, Joseph. Patreon.com/outside the cinema. At OTC Bill, at Cthulhu, Spectopia Arts, OTC Industries, all those things.
Yep.
And we'll be back next week with more movies.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye.